In today's adventure, we're exploring an abandoned stretch of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Opening on October 1st, 1940, as the first long-distance controlled access highway in the United States, the Pennsylvania Turnpike was dubbed America's first superhighway and offered a safer and more efficient solution for cars attempting to navigate the Appalachian Mountains of central Pennsylvania. As usage of the highway increased, congestion at the entrances to the highway's 7 tunnels eventually became impossible to ignore, as travelers were forced to merge from 2 lanes down to 1 to traverse each of the tunnels. In the late 1960s, to alleviate the congestion, additional tubes were bored at 4 of the tunnels to allow smooth 2-lane travel in each direction along the entire highway. At the other 3 remaining tunnels, bypasses were built to avoid the tunnels altogether. Today, we're at the larger of the 2 stretches of the original turnpike that were bypassed, a 13-mile-long segment containing the Rays Hill and Sidling Hill tunnels, which will be the main focus of our exploration today. Alright, so for the first time ever, I think I came fully prepared. From several old photographs I found of this tunnel, this section appears to have been some sort of maintenance shed or garage. It appears that cars may have been stopped at the entrance of the tunnel for some reason before being allowed to proceed. Perhaps this is where the employees on duty parked. Tell me this doesn't feel like you're in some kind of apocalyptic video game. All 7 of the turnpike's original tunnels, including these along the abandoned section, as well as 4 still in active use today, were built in the 1880s as part of the Southern Pennsylvania Railroad project that was ultimately itself abandoned just a few years after construction began. Pennsylvania chose to reuse these tunnels as part of the turnpike project. So while the roads and guardrails may have been new when the turnpike opened, these tunnels were already over 50 years old. So I know that there are areas outside of just a tunnel to explore, meaning like offices or whatever, that sort of thing, but I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything here, so I wonder if that's maybe at the other tunnel. Oh, that's creepy. How do you get up there to graffiti that? So that was an interesting 15-minute walk through that tunnel. I know that there are like office type buildings, or not buildings, not like offices, administrative things, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. There are rooms other than the tunnel itself, and I thought they were in this one, but it appears they're in the other one, which is like 2 miles down that way. So I'm going to see if I can boogie back to the car and find that other tunnel and see how easy it is to go and check that out. So after walking 5 miles to explore that first tunnel, I decided to call it quits that day, and it is now a week later, and I'm back to attempt to find the second tunnel with the longer one that has the ventilation shaft and a little bit more for us to explore. So I've traded rain for 10-degree colder weather, so this should be interesting. But let's go see what we can find. The walk is a little bit shorter up here, I think. So yeah, here we go. All right, so it appears we've made it. Let's keep our fingers crossed that this has more what I'm expecting to find than the other one did. There's no way I'm going through this tunnel, as it's like 2-3 miles long and has a bend in it. Yeah, no chance. It's already looking more promising than the other one. That side there is open. There appears to be an open spot on the top that wasn't in the other one. I don't know if the mic can pick it up, but you can hear the rumbling of the actual turnpike just over that hill. It's like an old staircase. All right, so it looks like to get up top, you need to go through this hot, muddy mess. I feel like this is not going to work. There we go. There we go. That loud bang was from what I later discovered to be a group of college-age guys who are also here exploring the area, and who we'll see in a few minutes. I tried my best to let them finish exploring on their own before I went in to film, but at a certain point I got impatient and decided I'd work around them as best I could. Yeah, so there were actually offices for people who monitored the air quality in the tunnel, CO2 levels. These giant wind turbines, which are still functional enough to rotate, were used to circulate air throughout each of the tunnels. The two doors just ahead led to the ventilation shafts themselves. With several obstacles blocking the way as well as numerous holes in the floor, there wasn't much I could or wanted to risk attempting to do to explore those. Despite being cosmetically run down, as well as graffitied and vandalized to death, these tunnels, close to 150 years old, continue to receive a clean bill of general structural health, even as recently as 2018. The same obviously can't be said for the roads themselves. There are ongoing discussions between county and state officials about revitalizing and developing the old turnpike into something actually maintained and monitored. But thus far, infighting over who should fund the project and who should own and service the trail once complete has left any hope of revitalization at a standstill.